Now for the young cores, I would have to say it's not as easy of a question. You have to divide it on which current young core is better and which young core has a better upside. There is a difference. So right now, currently, I would say the Hornets have a better young core. LaMelo Ball is 23, Brandon Miller's 22. They're increasingly really good, and they have a plethora of other players that are really good. They had 4 draft picks this year that I loved. Sion James, Con Knuppel, Liam McNeely were 3 of my favorite picks that I wanted the Wizards to target if they could. Now, with that being said, I think the Wizards have a better upside young core. With the young core that they have, the Wizards have 8 players that are 21 or younger. They're incredibly good, incredibly talented, and they've shown flashes of stardom to an extent. I'm not saying they're going to be all-stars, but they've showed flashes that they can be really good players and productive players in the NBA as far as the Wizards young core. The Hornets have shown that as well, but I think that the Hornets team, their young core is very focused on offense, very similar to how today's game is focused on offense. And they're not quite as good on the defensive side as the Wizards young core would be. The Wizards young core is very defensive minded because Will Dawkins, coming from OKC, wanted to build a defensive minded first rebuild and then add in the offensive players when needed. Hence why they drafted a bunch of defensive talent and they drafted Trae Young, Will Riley this year in the first round. With that being said, I do think that it is easier for a player to build their offensive game in today's NBA than it is to build their defensive game. So with that in mind, I think it is better. I think it is easier for the Wizards to have a better upside because they're so good defensively right now at such a young age that when they go to develop their offensive game, they'll be able to develop it closer to the Hornets offensive game than the Hornets will be able to develop their defense closer to the Wizards defensive game. For that reason, I think the Wizards have a better upside, but the Hornets have a current better young core.